Alrighty, just doing a quick voiceover for the start of this video. Now the point in this ride was to see how far I could get on the Mk5 battery and sort of see how reliable the little battery meter and the little speeder on the left is. So this is sped up by ×8. Now this was about a 2-hour ride all up, which is fairly good considering we're rolling on a 1000 watt hub motor. If you haven't watched the build video for this, I definitely recommend going back to watch it, and also it's quite a long video, but me learning how to unlock the power of the hub motor, which came restricted to 200 watts for legality reasons. But in the end, it was a quick email to the supplier and they sent me the code I needed to unlock the bike, which incidentally on this particular LCD computer is going into the parameter settings and setting parameter 6, P6 from 30 to 35. That for some reason seems to be some closely guarded secret because I could not find it anywhere. People were talking about the P6 but not what the setting actually was, and I didn't understand. I still don't. I don't understand what the big secret is. As far as I'm concerned, that should come printed on the box in bold. I mean, you buy these big hub motors for the power. You should get it straight out of the box. To hell with the legislation or whatever the rules are. If you ride responsibly, nobody's going to look twice at you. So speaking of riding responsibly, another part of this ride is the ability to just to ride around on the footpaths, which is not something you can get away with on the motorised bikes because, well, the noise alone, you're going to attract unwanted attention to yourself. So yeah, I really just wanted to see where some of these bike paths actually went, and so I spent the majority of the time, as you'll see, sticking to the paths. And there are a few sections where I'm riding along the road, but even that's, footpath adjacent. One of the really cool features I discovered about this bike is you've got the power assist settings, which ostensibly is for the pedal assist, but you've got 5 settings, and on the thumb throttle that effectively works as a speed limiter. Now you set it to 5, you can go as fast as the motor can carry you, which on a full charge is just a scratch under 50 k's an hour. I've hit 48 kilometres cruising on a full charge. However, having said that, you're not going to be able to do that for long. For most of the life of the battery, you will cruise along at about 40 to 45 k's, which really isn't bad for a motor that's whisper quiet. I actually quite enjoy riding this bike, even though I've only had a few chances to ride it. It is a load of fun, and that cruiser frame is really comfortable too. I do have a bit of trouble with the mountain bikes because I don't like riding crouched over or bent over, like you do. So yeah, this is a fairly new housing estate, and I was really impressed by how many paths that they've just put through. I mean, this is nothing but farmland for years and years and years. And it was a surprisingly nice area considering the town it was built in is a bit feral, let's be honest. So yeah, I spent probably about half a ride just riding around. I'd never really been through this area before, so I thought I'd have a look, and some really, really nice paths and really nice brand new smooth roads as well. A lot of the roads in the area are pretty ordinary, like, they're cracked, they're bumped. So it's easy to forget that, I've been down this path before, but there's a lot of little, like you just saw there, lefts and right turns. And you just do a lap and then pick another fork to go down, and you could spend all day on these paths and not ride them all. I mean, they crisscross the entire town, and at the very start of the video and at the very end, that path is a new one that they've just built in the last couple of years to join the two towns, which are about they're about 13 to 14 kilometres apart from each other, and nothing but farmland and a paper mill in between. So that's really, really good. You know, you can get around without having to walk alongside the road, and even riding along that main road can be a bit sketchy. So at about this point, I'd realised that the battery had dipped below half, so it was time to start heading back. And I was really, really impressed with the capacity of this battery. It didn't really lose a lot of speed until it was down to about 1 bar. And even then, I was still able to cruise along at about 20 k's an hour, which is about what I was hitting when the hub motor was still restricted. And that's pretty good. When I'm riding along paths that are a bit busier, I do ride in a speed restricted mode, so you know, you're not whipping past pedestrians at 40 k's an hour that end up calling in complaints and getting you potentially into trouble. So, you know, you do have to ride a bit defensively, ride with caution. Now, unfortunately, my spare time has been reduced massively as I had to go and fetch myself a job, leaving the countryside where I've been hibernating during COVID and heading back into the suburbs, which, you know, I can't really complain, because this year, if you've managed to get a job and managed to hold it, you've done pretty well. So I'm a little bit sad that all my spare time has been taken up, because I only get time to play on the weekends now. I did incidentally take this bike back down with me, and I did a quick ride down one of the bike paths I had down there, which is right on the fringe between the suburbs and the mountains. So there is still a bit of nice scenery going on, but it's like a strip of bush just for the bike path there. So the videos are going to slow down, obviously, because I don't have as much time to film them. I will be playing catch up. I've been sitting on a few videos for a while, especially with the proper e-bike, the giant Talon E mid-drive. Yeah, so there's a few videos on that. They're just trail videos. I took it out to the pines, and I wanted to compare how it did on those hills compared to the Mk5 rat bike with the 20-inch wheel and the 2-stroke. And it actually surprised me. I am not a fit individual, and I was able to pedal that bike up and down those hills, obviously because of the electric pedal assist. But it is a proper mountain bike, and it handled those trails so much better than the 2-stroke build did. You know, I've got suspension, I've got disc brakes, I've got the electric motor on it. It is a really nice bike to ride. So keep an eye out for that video in the coming days / weeks, because, as I say, I've got not a lot of free time up my hands at the moment. But we're coming back to the end of the trail now, and this is where I was down to my last bar of battery. It was basically showing me that it was empty. So you see my knees working like crazy there, and the video's getting a tad unstable. At this point, I was struggling to keep the bike at about 15 or 20 Ks. And it only cut out about 200 meters from home, which unfortunately was right on a hill, right where I needed it. You'll see the exact point. The battery on this hill wears out right about here, because I've got to stand up on those pedals and get going. And home. All right, another 10 seconds. Thanks for watching. Yeah, if you stuck this long, thanks, and see you next time.